the acoustic years. With Pedwell never really getting on the road, we stagnated a bit. We were basically paying out of pocket to keep gigging in Vancouver and exhausted a lot of our fan base. We just split with our record label and our drummer left. It wasn't until I got to the bottom of a bottle of gin that I finally came to terms with it all. Alec and I had already performed acoustically a bunch in the past, so we leaned towards the acoustic direction. I wrote some songs that were more acoustic-centric and opted to record my next release at home without a producer. That album wound up being titled The Last Survivor. There's some songs that we performed quite a bit that are unique to this time period of Pedwell. Songs that were staples at the time, but for one reason or another never really escaped that era. Songs like Let's Talk About You, Decided For, 10 Minutes to Making It, I remember playing a lot of shows at a sushi bar called Hoko's and wearing giraffe heads. A particularly hilarious gig in Kamloops. Debuting new songs at Tree's Coffee House and playing Alice in Chains' Down on a Hole as much or more than our own songs. We managed to hold on long enough and eventually hooked up with drummer Patrick Edwards, who took over drum duties for us. We practiced up and got back to gigging as a full-on rock band. Unfortunately, right as we started to pick up steam again, Alec needed some time away from the band as he was having a child. Patrick, Mario, and myself decided to just keep pushing forward and gig as a three-piece, performing a much heavier set of songs that we've been doing in the past. When Alec returned from his hiatus, we kept gigging with that heavier sound. However, as our music got heavier, so did the weight of not getting to finish my studio album years ago. I started working more at my day job than at my dream. I became depressed and felt like I needed to take control of my life. So I launched a Kickstarter, asking people to help me finish the album I never got to finish. And due to immense generosity, I reached the goal in under 12 hours. It was incredibly exciting, but that's when I freaked out and I pulled the plug on the band. I was so grateful for people's generosity and so certain that this was my last chance that I put an incredible amount of pressure on myself to not waste that opportunity by making bad decisions, and in return, made bad decisions. My fear of wasting that Kickstarter became so palpable that I pushed my band away and selfishly went in an entirely different direction. I decided I'm not going to finish an old album, I'm going to make an entirely new one. The problem with that was that people donated to my Kickstarter to hear a finished rock album, and that's not really what I ended up giving them in the end. That album became Get That Thing, a more hip-hop focused album that ultimately changed my sound for the better, but an album I've always felt bittersweet about since I feel like I kind of sold out my friends a bit to get there. And all because I was so scared of failing. More about Get That Thing in a different episode. But when the album was finished, the plan was to gig either as a duo, just drums and guitar, or as a trio, drums, guitar, and lead guitar, with the bass played by 808s on a backing track. I tapped my pal Brandon Lazenby to be my new live drummer, and asked Alec if he'd stick around on lead guitar. We played a handful of gigs at the Roxy in the back room of the Railway Club until unfortunately Brandon got a work opportunity and had to leave town for like a year. Without a drummer once again, history repeated itself, and Alec and I reverted back to playing acoustic. But this time, we brought in Shane Hayes to join us on bass and vocals.
I gotta tell you guys, I'm so glad that you brought me into your clan, because it's so nice to be around guys that have the same ADD problem that I do.
We quickly became great friends and began focusing more on harmonies, using 3-part harmony as much as possible.
Made of stone, maybe I could be unforgettable.
During that time, we ended up writing some timeless songs, many that have yet to ever be recorded. Songs like Better Than Jane, Everything Else, Be Kind Rewind, and so many more.
Something to believe in. Should've known it out too well. Couldn't say it better yourself.
Performing acoustic has always been a fail-safe for us, but whether it's my erratic choices, acts of God, or new opportunities, we always find ourselves cycling back to acoustic performances every several years.
Only time will know, but what's inside of me? Well, I'm not made of stone. Maybe I could be unforgettable. Never again.
Pedcasts. Before I started making a different kind of hero, I was a somewhat early adopter of vlogging and doing dumb skit videos to help promote my music. I started releasing short little videos and calling them Pedcasts. They originally started out as vlogs detailing my move to England in 2007. It was my way of updating everyone back home and sharing my new journey. I only posted 2 or 3 from England due to either losing footage or often just forgetting to film things. But I got a lot more serious about it when I returned to Canada and I bought a new video camera. I started out doing lame YouTuber, what's up guys, kind of videos, and
March is a month of acoustic shows. We're doing acoustic shows all over the damn town.
dancing in my backyard and editing everything on Windows Movie Maker. I started filming everything and including the funny or embarrassing bits in the videos. I lived in Ladner, BC, right near a park that had a lot of bunnies in it. And going to the bunny park became a thread throughout the entire video series.
They said it couldn't be done, but I've returned to the bunny park.
By Pedcast 6, I got a better camera and started filming my band at practice. And my buddy Adam was often kind enough to film some of my live shows for me. When we started recording Lost Time with a Miracle, I posted recording updates from the studio of the recording process.
As you can see, this is the greatest thing ever because I get to play Halo 2 on this TV that's this big.
When we were finished recording and it came time to start promoting the music, that's when I started doing pre-written little skits and dumb little bits to try and keep eyes on my product. A wizard playing Guess Who, breaking my Xbox, rock band Alec Britsky, owning people on Halo, drawing a dinosaur with a jetpack. There's a lot of weird stuff going on there, but it kept people engaged with the fact that I had new music coming out. Many episodes were just highlights of specific show or tour dates, and some were just inside jokes with my bandmates.
Sweet! I'm gonna suck that guy's dick!
They helped show the fun, light-hearted side of being in a rock band. At some point, I stopped releasing Pedcasts for a few years, but I got right back into it when recording Get That Thing. Then I stopped again. Then I resurrected them again years later when we reverted back to performing as an acoustic 3-piece. When I started my video series A Different Kind of Hero during the pandemic, I already kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do and how to do it, thanks to my years of making Pedcasts. Above all, I'm grateful to have so many memorable moments playing music and hanging out with my friends captured on video. And now that we all have cameras on us at all times, I encourage my musician friends to document as much as they can, because you never know what it might mean to you in the future.
Pedcasts Online.
And we now have ringtones available for download on myspace.com/Pedwell through Uber. And you can download them for about $1 and download them right to your phone. So do it. I'm not very good at this video blogging thing.